The following is a segment extracted from the Energy from the Vacuum Science Series, Part 1. Here is Tom Bearden talking about a past suppression case from Russia.
Probably the best documented scientifically over-unity systems, self-running, self-powering systems, were developed by the Russians before World War II. It's in the French scientific literature, and it's also in the Russian scientific literature. The papers are there. I quote them in many of the things that I published. And you can go check the papers. The theory is there. Many papers are published on this in the Russian scientific literature. They built what we call parametric oscillators. They have an oscillator going and they change in the middle, they switch the actual inductance or capacitance or both of the thing so that it becomes a self-oscillation device. And they reached, goodly power for those days, 50 and 100 kilowatt devices. They found they had to have nonlinear loads because if they used just a standard resistor linear type load, the thing would self-oscillate, and it had enough positive feedback it would continue to build up and would eventually destroy itself. With a nonlinear load, it would reach a plateau and operate at that plateau. That work is well documented. I have no idea how that got suppressed. Probably once Russia was attacked in World War II, the war was so awesome and so terrible, so many casualties and so much massive effort by the Russians, I think it just got swamped out of there. But the work is still in the literature. You can check the papers, and they're for real. That's real work by real physicists in a couple of the leading institutes in Russia prior to the war. And there's quite a few of the papers in both the French scientific literature and the Russian scientific literature.